5:41 a.m. The Caribbean dawn is still dark enough for radar to matter more than eyesight. Inside the Combat Information Center of the USS Gravely, the air hums with quiet intensity. 3 new tracks blink steady on the surface scope. Range 12 nautical miles, bearing 240. Bridge, CIC, 3 fast movers, closing at 25 knots, bearings constant. That last part there, bearings constant, is never good news. It means that the other side isn't just nearby, they're heading straight for you. The officer of the deck steps forward, eyes locked on the horizon. Log and hail. Radio operators transmit on Channel 16. English first, then Spanish. Unidentified Venezuelan vessels. This is a U.S. Navy warship operating in international waters. Alter course immediately. As usual, silence and no reply. Through binoculars, faint silhouettes start to take shape against the early light. 3 hulls slow in the water, fast and angular. Guy-Carey-class patrol ships, about 80 meters long, each armed with a 76mm auto Malera gun and anti-ship missiles that can reach 10 nautical miles. The kind of ships built for quick interception, not long voyages. The destroyer's bridge crew exchange quick glances. The Venezuelans aren't wandering, they're aligned, bow to bow, like a barrier waiting to be tested. CIC to bridge, projected CPA now under 5 nautical miles. At that distance, even a misunderstanding can become a crisis. The captain enters quietly, coffee mug in hand, eyes steady. Condition 3, key stations manned. Around the ship, sailors move with trained precision. No shouting, no drama, just readiness. The Gravely maintains 22 knots, course 180, her wake slicing clean through the sea. Below decks, the Spy 1D radar hums, feeding data into battle systems that could track a missile from 200 miles away. But right now, its job is simpler. Just watch 3 small ships that won't answer their radio. And in these waters, silence is never just silence. 5:45 a.m. The Venezuelan ships haven't turned away yet. Instead, they've shifted. 3 hulls adjusting their angle by just a few degrees, forming a perfect wall across the USS Gravely's projected track. Bridge, CIC, contacts maintaining course, range now 8.9 nautical miles. The captain doesn't blink. Hold heading, maintain posture. The destroyer's twin gas turbines spool up, raising her speed to 26 knots. Beneath the deck, shafts spin like clockwork, white water curling in her wake. On radar, the Venezuelan formation tightens. 2 Guy-Carey-class ships move forward, 1 trailing slightly behind, the textbook intercept geometry. The radio operator hails again. Venezuelan naval vessels. This is U.S. Navy warship operating lawfully in international waters. Maintain safe distance. Nothing. Then a subtle response shortly after, not in words but in motion. The lead Venezuelan ship edges to starboard, ever so slightly, drifting directly into the Gravely's path. That's deliberate, murmurs the XO. Copy, says the captain. Log every bearing. The 5-inch Mark 45 gun on the Gravely's forward deck rotates slowly, not to target, but just to remind. Inside the Combat Information Center, a surface warfare officer calls out. All contact steady speed, 25 knots, CPA 4.3 miles. The tension doesn't show on faces. It hums in the air. This is a dance both sides know. The balance between posture and provocation. For the sailors on watch, every second stretches. The sea between both sides narrows, invisible boundaries overlapping. Law, politics, pride. 5 miles. 4.7. 4.4. Still no radio contact. In modern naval encounters, distance equals time, and Gravely is running out of both. 5:48 a.m. The captain has seen enough. Flight deck, prep for launch. Razor 2-1 goes airborne. Below decks, the aviation crew moves fast but silent. Helmets clip, safety pins pull, and the MH-60R Seahawk's rotors start slicing through the humid Caribbean air. Its turbine whine climbs through the destroyer's superstructure, a sound every sailor recognizes as presence with altitude. Tower, this is Razor 2-1. Systems green, departing port side. The helicopter lifts off the Gravely's deck with a burst of salt spray, banking low across the water before climbing to 300 feet. From up there, the geometry of the standoff becomes clear. 3 Venezuelan patrol ships stretched like a gate across the sea. Inside the Seahawk, the sensor operator calls out. FLIR online, visual on all contacts, formation tight, heading constant, no deck weapons manned. Copy Razor, replies the CIC. Maintain visual, log heat signatures. The infrared streams back to Gravely's Combat Information Center, painting 3 bright hulls cutting hard across blue water. Their wakes intersect perfectly, one move away from a full blockade. From the air, it's obvious. They're not patrolling, they're positioning. Razor 2-1 to Gravely. They're closing the lane. Repeat, forming a barrier across your track. Understood, comes the captain's voice, calm and controlled. He orders the bridge crew, maintain 26 knots. Do not deviate. On radar, the formation looks surgical. On deck, it feels personal. Sailors line the rails, eyes fixed forward, watching a literal wall of Venezuelan steel rise from the horizon. Then radio chatter. Static first, then a garbled transmission in Spanish. The words are clipped but clear enough to translate. U.S. warship, you are entering Bolivarian Security Zone. Adjust course immediately. The captain responds without any hesitation. Negative. We are operating lawfully in international waters. The Seahawk circles once more, camera locked on the lead Venezuelan ship. Its deck crew is visible now. Their helmets are on, their binoculars are raised, and they're watching back. For just a few seconds, both nations' eyes met through lenses and sensors. It's not a fight yet, but it's no longer a patrol either. 5:53 a.m. The line has been drawn, both literally and politically. On the bridge of the USS Gravely, the light from radar screens paints every face green. The room is silent, except for the low rumble of turbines and the occasional voice over comms. Bridge, CIC. Range now 4.3 nautical miles and closing. The captain nods once. Hold course, keep recording everything. The Venezuelan ships have formed a wedge, not just a blockade. The lead vessel is pointed dead across the Gravely's bow, its hull cutting through the whitecaps, its wake curling outward like a warning flare. The other 2 fan out to port and starboard, their trajectories designed to trap the destroyer's route. The radio operator tries one last time. Venezuelan ships, maintain a safe distance. You are entering a restricted formation. The reply comes 30 seconds later. Voice thick with static and authority. You are inside the Bolivarian Security Zone. Reduce speed and alter heading. The captain doesn't even look up. Negative. We are operating lawfully under international law. Both sides know exactly what those words mean. Outside, the dawn light cuts through the clouds, turning the sea metallic silver. Through binoculars, crewmen can now make out Venezuelan sailors standing by their forward gun mounts, unmanned but uncovered. It's theater, and everyone knows it. Bridge, CIC. Contact steady at 25 knots, no radar lock detected. Good, the captain mutters. Let's keep it that way. Inside combat, the tactical display looks like a chessboard of steel. 3 red triangles tightening on 1 blue. Every bearing change gets logged to the second, every radio call time-stamped. The XO leans close. If they push inside 4 miles? Condition 2, the captain replies quietly. Weapons cold but ready. The destroyer plows forward through her own bow spray, unflinching. 4.8 miles. 4.5. The Venezuelan formation holds. No one fires, no one blinks. And above them, the Seahawk circles in slow arcs, an eye in the sky watching a confrontation the world will only ever see in the headlines. 5:57 a.m. For the last 13 minutes, the sea has felt like a loaded chamber. No weapons hot, but every move is one heartbeat away from a miscalculation. Bridge, CIC, range now 3.9 nautical miles, all contacts steady. The Venezuelan ships don't press closer though. They slow. 28 knots down to 20. Their formation slackens, still angled across Gravely's bow, but losing precision. Looks like they're easing off, the XO whispers. Or setting up for a pass, the captain answers. The Seahawk overhead keeps its orbit. FLIR cameras locked on the lead vessel. Through infrared, exhaust plumes glow white-hot. No missile doors open, no radar tones detected, just engines and nerves. Then a burst of static. U.S. warship, maintain distance. You are in restricted waters. The bridge crew exchanges glances. The captain responds, measured as always. Negative. We are operating in international waters. Recommend you maintain safe separation. Silence. But then, motion. The Venezuelan lead ship throttles down hard, its bow rising before settling back. The other two mimic the move, peeling off to port and starboard. Their wakes diverge like fingers releasing pressure. Bridge, CIC, contacts altering course east. Speed dropping to 18 knots. The captain exhales, barely audible. Maintain heading. Keep recording until 10 miles. Below deck, sailors loosen their shoulders but don't quite relax. This may not be over, it may just be a pause. On radar, 3 fading echoes drift south, spacing out across the sea. The blockade that wasn't becomes 3 dots in retreat. The captain steps out onto the bridge wing, morning wind cutting across his face. The sun breaks through the clouds just as the last Venezuelan hull disappears over the horizon. Documented, he says. Full transcript, all recordings. This wasn't a victory, it was a message delivered and returned. What unfolded south of Trinidad that morning wasn't just a maritime misunderstanding. It was diplomacy by displacement. Venezuela's Navy didn't intercept the USS Gravely to fight. They just did it to be seen. Just days earlier, Caracas had announced a new Bolivarian Security Zone, a self-declared maritime buffer stretching far beyond its 12 nautical mile limit. No international body recognizes it, but within Venezuela's narrative, it symbolizes control, a political line drawn on moving water. By sailing directly through it, the U.S. Navy tested that claim without firing a shot, and Venezuela answered in kind, not with missiles but with presence. Analysts in Washington and Port of Spain call it gray zone maneuvering, the modern playbook for confrontation. Instead of combat, nations now use patrol ships, Coast Guard vessels, and drones to make points once made with artillery. It's escalation designed to stop just short of war. For the U.S., the USS Gravely's actions fit a familiar pattern. Freedom of navigation operations are as much about paperwork as they are of power projection. Each one becomes a logged example that international law still matters, even when others redraw their own maps. For Caracas, however, the optics play differently. We stood our ground. But on the water, everyone knew the truth. The Gravely never changed course. No flares, no fire control radar, no warning shots. Just precision, patience, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you were right and recording everything. Because in modern naval strategy, the strongest statement isn't a missile launch. It's a logbook entry that reads, "Mission ongoing, no incident." Out here, power isn't measured in tonnage or missiles, it's measured in nerve. 3 Venezuelan warships tried to block a U.S. destroyer in international waters. No one fired, no one backed off, but the question that lingers is simple. Was that discipline or danger? Every close pass, every unanswered radio call, every tense minute at sea adds another line to the global ledger of risk. One misread maneuver and today's quiet standoff could be tomorrow's headline. So tell me this. If you were standing on that bridge watching 3 foreign warships drift into your path, would you have held your course or would you have turned away? Thanks for watching today's breakdown. If you enjoyed this kind of real-world naval encounter, hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more true maritime stories. I'll see you in the next one.